everybody, I want to Wiisdom here. Long time no pool table, but today was a special day. It is Thursday, May 12th, and at work came in from the shop, and lo and behold, special delivery from Activision. The good folks at Skylanders Games sent out what is essentially our final character and his final vehicle. So, interesting thing with Thrillipede, of course, for Easter we had Excited Thrillipede. Catch there, he's a chase variant, it wasn't his standard form. Most importantly though, we lacked the supercharged combination with his corresponding vehicle, the Buzzwing, so these should be out at Toys R Us, I believe, tomorrow. Some people I've actually had send me pictures, I think as early as, man, was it this past weekend, maybe Monday-ish. I guess they had pre-ordered it and they actually got, the Buzzwing ahead of time, sort of a thing. So sometimes that happens with pre-orders. I was trying to find it and I could not. I was coming up empty, but hey, not an issue anymore. So what we're going to do is begin by taking a look at Thrillipede. So when the game came out, we saw all the characters. This is the one that I just saw and visually was thinking, oh, potential. It's sort of like the Warnado camo vibe from SSA, but something I have to say, I can only do this once because we're about to open them up. The packaging on these, if I can get it in frame for you without a glare, which is proving difficult, this is a really nice looking packaging set, particularly on Thrillipede himself. Something about the greens that they use just really makes it pop. Should look very good on store shelves. Again, I think Toys R Us may get it first, don't hold me to that, but if you're on the hunt, if he's your most anticipated, if you gotta have the Buzzwings, you can wrap up your supercharged challenges and get in the action with some sky racing. This weekend, Toys R Us, probably where you want to be. Again, we'll want to double check that, but right there, that is the artwork used on the box. Very, very cool, I must say. Most importantly, though, the figure really pops against that background. Thrillipede is, of course, a new lander. He's a supercharger. He is a Life Element character, if you will. Slogan, all hands on deck. Coming around to the backside, featured character, Super Shot Stealth Elf. Put her on the Portal of Power. She comes in the game, it's that simple. There's our inset box art for Thrillipede. New powers and weapons, ability to customize vehicle parts in the game. Right here, his supercharged combination, which is a mod set you can only activate when you have Thrillipede combined with the Buzzwing, is going to be your end product right there. So this is kind of a cool setup, I have to say. It should be interesting to see how it goes. Other featured characters include Astro Blast in a standard form, Big Bubble Pop Fizz, and of course the Super OP Stormblade. So we'll go ahead and open this guy up. I have, for the record, I've had opportunities to purchase Nitro Soda Skimmer. That would be Big Bubble Pop Fizz's vehicle. The problem I have is I keep wanting to see it side by side with the standard Soda Skimmer, and my Target has never had it. None of the GameStops in my area have it. It's one of those deals I could order it in from Amazon type of a thing, but I'm kind of like waiting until there's other things that I need, and I can get free Super Saver shipping because I'm not cheap, I'm thrifty. But we'll see. I'm still missing that vehicle, also missing technically standard Sunrunner and standard Astro Blast, but Legendary is superior statistically, so give or take. I also don't have Legendary Roller Brawl. My idea was I was waiting for one of those massive sales when everything would be in stock. We'll see what happens, but in the off season, that's when I kind of do some of the pole battles, battle setups. Custom paintings tend to go on more, in between games, so we still got some time here. Statistics from the sticker sheet: power 235, armor, defense 150, agility or speed 120, luck 195. And again, you've got the sticker here, and then you also have the name tag, collection poster, folder, notebook, storage cases, whatever it may be. Some point in time in the off season, I need to show you my ultimate Skylander storage solution, so it should be interesting. That said, here it is outside of its plastic coffin. We have freed him. It is taped on both sides. If you want to use this for storage, labeling purposes, sort of a thing, make sure you cut the tape. That way you don't instantly tear it. Me, I just care about getting him loose and ready to go slaughter some bad guys in the magical land of Skyland. So here it is. This is Thrillipede. I might that sounded weird, but I might sound cheesy when I say this, but one of the things that drew me to him was his fighter pilot jacket. I think I'm on the record of saying this back when we first saw his artwork as well, but back when I was a little kid, I don't know how young, I'd guess like in the 3 to 5 range, maybe slightly older, I'm not sure. But I think my mom called it a bomber jacket. And it was basically like, I guess, kind of like an old school Air Force type jacket. If I was on the base, not, out flying missions over Nazi Germany or something, I'd be sporting this leather jacket with, like the big sheepskin collar thing. And that's what he's rocking, and for some reason that just conjures up like good vibes in my little mind. So I always thought that was cool. Plus his coloring, as weird as it is, as many Life Element characters that we've had over the years, we haven't had many with this sort of like true metallic green, if you will. It's usually sort of an off green, like a Zook or a Stealth Elf. This is sort of like a deep metallic, and it's not the dark green like you see in the automotive world where you're like, oh hey, is that car black? No, it's blue. No, wait, it's green. Or is it purple? This is just straight up green, and that is very cool. Sort of like an old school Chrysler color, I suppose, but nice little metal flake to it. Again, the jacket though, he's even got the sleeves rolled up a little bit, but again, man, right there, that sheepskin, it's good stuff. It's comfortable, it keeps you cool, it keeps you warm. It's very, very, very cool in my opinion. So like I said, I've got a history with it. For some reason, the base on him, and they may have changed this, I was thinking in the packaging at work that looked like really shiny. And now that I've got the, oh yeah, I would definitively say, you have to realize all these guys have been, what was our most recent, probably the Power Blues and then the Easter stuff. In the history of Skylanders, there's always a case where if you buy Stump Smash in SSA at launch day, he looks a certain way. He's painted with certain sets of colors. And then say that you got the game for Christmas and you bought Stump Smash in, say, March or on spring break when you're out of school. He had a totally different color scheme. We saw it with Whirlwind. That trend has repeated. It's sort of like run 1 of the figures looks like this, run 2 looks like that. The colors, the setup, it's all the same, but the colors are just slightly different. And to the trained eye or an idiot that has them side by side, you'd be like, wait, these are not the same. And I will tell you right now, it's so hard to tell with Stealth Elf. But you can see that shows up pretty well. Look at the rift engines, my friend. This is why you watch my channel. It's for the details. We don't just rip it out of the packaging, throw it in the pool, and use a clickbait thumbnail. We actually pay attention to the little things that matter. 2 totally different colors on the Rift engine. I personally prefer the Thrillipede version, especially with his kind of like metallic green. It just pops, but this has a lot more luster to it. This is almost more of like a matte finish. It's sort of got like a little flake in it, but this is a totally different color. Again, side by side. So up top, let's try to get it in all the light for you. Stealth Elf on the top, Thrillipede on the bottom. You can see that contrast between those. It's very subtle. It's probably just like a couple of shades over, on the gradient scale, but it is noticeable to the hardcore Skylander Portal Masters like yourself. So very cool. Again, personally, I kind of like this one, at least on this figure. In some cases, this sort of matte finish might look better, but for me personally, that is pretty damn cool. So anyway, that of course, Super Shot Stealth Elf, Dark Super Shot Stealth Elf, they are our life counterparts for Thrillipede. Cool thing, if Life Element is your elements, you're covered. You've got an alt deco on both sides, and then of course you've got an extra stealth stinger in terms of the nitro vehicle. So that said, this is super cool, I have to say. But he's got both feet planted on the Rift engines. He's got the grenades here in both hands. The goggles look way better. My thing with Excited Thrillipede, it was kind of weird with his eyes and the goggles because of the pastel colors, This is much, much better. As much as I like the festive nature of this one, if I'm sitting there and I've got money for one Thrillipede and it's, hey, which one should I get? Statistics be danged, the aesthetics of standard Thrillipede are way better, in my opinion. So that is the route I would go. Check this out, though. You could barely see the strap here on the jacket, pointed out conveniently by Thrillipede. Very nice detail here on the standard one. It's sort of like a steel-plated smash hit green, if you will. The sort of orangey brown leather gloves and goggles pop and contrast nicely, particularly again with that bomber jacket. I don't know, in the comments section, let me know. I saw some of these. We were at some store like this past holiday season, and it was in like, you know, younger kids clothing we were looking at, but they had bomber jackets, and I was like, why don't they make those in my size, you know, like for an adult? And I don't know the answer, but it's sad. What I want to know in the comments section is if any of you grew up and had a bomber jacket like Thrillipede here, because if I find one in my size and it's not a ripoff, I'm getting it, because it was an awesome jacket. Lots of good times. I think I even trick-or-treated in it one year. So that said, here's our Life Element base again. Does the color change? You know, is it the same or is it a little lighter? I would have to say the green on the Stealth Elf is a little bit more of a vibrant green. This is a little bit more of a mellow yellow green, if you will. Once again, this is why you come to this channel. I don't make this stuff up. I don't edit the videos. I don't put filters on the camera. It's you, me, and the pool table. And there is a definitive difference between those two. So very cool. Let's check out Dark Stealth Elf. Yeah, this is a darker, more vibrant green. Excited Thrillipede. Pretty much the same thing. As it's a little darker, actually, isn't it? I think it is. I don't think it would be as dark as those two, but anyway, the bottom line, lots of little subtle details here for you to take in with Thrillipede. Now, we're gonna spin him around again. His slogan, all hands on deck. Background story, a bit long, but pretty interesting. Thrillipede served in the Millipede military in the outer regions of Skylands. As the top pilot in his unit, Thrillipede was responsible for single-handedly blasting over 300 Greeble warships out of the sky. When the Great Greeble War came to an end, it seems like it should be Von Greeble, you know. Anyway, when the Great Greeble War came to an end, he returned to his hometown of Flutter Bay as a celebrated hero. He was the talk of the town, and everyone wanted to shake the many hands of the famous young pilot. News of his heroics eventually made its way to Captain Flynn at the Skylander Academy, who set out to determine if the stories were true. In a series of friendly challenges, the two pilots raced, soared through obstacles, and performed incredible stunts in front of a cheering Flutter Bay crowd. I have to stop right now. I would absolutely love to see, you know, they're going to have the animated series. I would love to see that either there or in a cutscene in a future game, where it's Flynn versus Thrillipede. That could even be like Thrillipede's quests moving forward as like, you know, outgun Flynn in the aerial challenges. That would be cool. And they both have fantastic jackets, right? So, in a series of friendly challenges, the two pilots raced, soared through obstacles, and performed incredible stunts in front of the cheering Flutter Bay crowd. In each event, not surprisingly, Thrillipede stood victorious and was asked to join the Skylanders shortly after. Of course, Flynn later admitted that he, quote-unquote, let him win, so that Thrillipede wouldn't be embarrassed in front of his hometown. Classy move once again by our good friend Flynn. So, in-game stats for Thrillipede, we will verify these in his introduction, compare and contrast with the Alt Deco Excited Thrillipede. Max health 250, speed 50, armor 12, critical hit 8, elemental power 25. So, that is that, my friends. Now, the plan is now, of course, to unbox Buzzwing, get their introductions. I waited out. If you wonder why I jumped from the land and sea racing back to Elite SuperCharger challenges, I was convinced this thing was coming out as late as last week when I tried to pick it up, unsuccessfully, mind you, but I really wanted to be able to race. That's one of the reasons I slow the playthroughs down. I don't want to like breeze through it with 6 Skylanders and then 10 more appear after the game is complete. I sort of like to take my time, introduce them, do upgrades, do quests or challenges, whatever it may be, and then by circumventing things in that manner, I keep a steady stream of content, and most importantly for me as a player, I guess it's somewhat selfish, somewhat practical, but I get to use the character, the vehicle, the trap, whatever it may be, in the game before I like know the outcome. Didn't do that here. The game was a little shorter because of the racing side, of course, but I did hold out, so there's sky tracks I've not seen, races we haven't entered, and we're going to use the Buzzwing in them. So should be pretty cool. I had somebody that got it early say it's an amazing vehicle. That came from them, not me. I don't know exactly how we translate across the board, but very subtle differences here on this guy. When you get yours, pay attention to the color of the Rift engine and the color of the elemental leaves for the life element. But overall, this looks fantastic. Again, we'll compare the stats, but unless like the pastel things or Easter's your favorite, or you prefer like the ivory white pearl coat, this figure looks pretty dadgum good. For the critics, it would probably be the eyes is still what people would complain about. But I have to say, with the bomber jacket, I don't really care. It's just that much of a cooler figure. So that said, we'll get that unboxed. If you gotta have that itch, if you've gotta scratch it, you've gotta know his upgrades, his quests, things along those lines. I've already done them with Excited Thrillipede. Obviously, we couldn't do his personal challenge, the supercharged one, and we haven't done anything with the vehicle, so we'll get those taken care of. But that said, thanks for watching. Take the links down below. Probably should have mentioned this earlier, but I've started a new thing. It is called Become a Scholar of Wiisdom. It's my current featured video. You can watch that if you want a ton of information on it. Basically, since the time I've started doing YouTube, one of the most frequent things you get is like, hey, can you give me a shout out in your next video? You know, I'd like to be mentioned, you know, recognize me for watching your channel. I have tried to come up with like a way to kind of like accommodate everyone that tied in with a game we were playing. I've finally done that. One of my new series, Wiisdom Plays Minecraft, it's just basically like Xbox One solo survival, but it's on the PC. It's a solo Minecraft, if you will. What I've done is I have started the Wall of Wiisdom, and it's kind of a setup deal. Later on down the road, I might look into like donations, and you get like a special block or a tiered system. Right now, though, and in the future moving forward, there's a 100% free option. It's kind of me thanking you for being a viewer of the channel. You getting a shout out, getting some recognition. For some people, that's a big deal. You know, it means a lot to them. It's like, oh, hey, cool, you know, this guy knows I exist. That's awesome, you know. He's not like those other people that I watch that don't appreciate me. I'm a small channel. I've never done a partnership. It's all grassroots. I fight the third-party stuff and the cross-promotion. You know, the mumbo-jumbo. That said, what I came up with is if you leave a comment that says, I'm a Scholar of Wiisdom, I will put another brick in the wall. Cue up the Pink Floyd music if you'd like. I'll put a brick in the wall. It'll be cobblestone. Then I'm going to put a sign on it. And it will have your YouTube username unless you specify otherwise. So if your YouTube username is Portal Master number 126, you know, Devin, and then you want your real name, which would be Devin or Melissa or whatever it may be, feel free to put that. Then what I want to know is what either brought you to the channel or what is the favorite game that I upload that you enjoy watching. So if it's the Skylanders, feel free to specify that. If it's Minecraft, Stardew Valley, which more people should watch, that is a fantastic game. Just telling you right now. But put that, and then I want to know how long you've been watching. So if you came to the channel in SuperChargers, you would put 2015. If it was the Power Blue stuff, 2016. Giants 2012, SSA 2011, Mario Karts, Wii Fit, whatever it may be. Put that ballpark the time. I'll get your brick in the wall. It'll either be done at the beginning or the end of each episode, maybe even splitting them up between those two positions to encourage you to watch the episodes, which should be fun and entertaining. But that's kind of my way of saying, hey, you know, I know you're out there. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. And like I said, for a lot of people, including, you know, like the younger audience, that's a big deal. You know, like getting your name mentioned, you know, it's one of those deals. I try to look at it if I was like 5 years old. What would I think would be cool? What would I want to take time to actually participate in? And I came up with that. And I think it's a pretty good idea. And I'm glad I'm doing it on PC and not Xbox One, because that would be a total pain to type all that. But I know a lot of you probably just watch the Skylanders content, or that's what you prefer to see, or, you know, religiously watch, and maybe just here and there as free time allows, you know, maybe check out the other vids. But you can leave the comment on an unboxing, Skylanders research, playthrough, whatever it may be. The only thing I ask is that it's a new comment, because if it's a reply, I don't always get notification of it. So whatever you want to do, just leave the comment. I'm a Scholar of Wiisdom, the favorite game that I play that you watch, how long you've been watching, and you will get another brick in the wall and help build the Wall of Wiisdom by becoming the Scholar of Wiisdom. So check that out. Again, information in the video description box. But once again, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you back here as we unbox Thrillipede Buzzwing.